Okay, so you were just saying that time is cyclic?
Yeah, yeah, it's not linear, it's actually cyclic. So it goes through different so-called seasons or ages, we call them yugas. So just like how we're used to different seasons, we have summer, autumn or fall,
Mm-hmm.
and
Summer, fall,
yeah,
winter, spring.
winter and spring. And that usually just keeps going, and everyone's used to that. So on a universal spectrum, there's also seasons there. So they're divided into also four, which is Satya, which means the golden age, Treta, maybe you could call it copper,
Okay.
and
So,
yeah, the Treta and Dwapara, which is the second one is like Treta is like your silver, and then your copper is Dwapara, and then the Iron Age, which is Kali Yuga, which we're in now.
okay.
So what is the difference between each? So Satya Yuga is a golden age. So everyone is totally spiritually inclined. They live for 10,000, 100,000 years. And the process of attaining spiritual enlightenment was meditation. So doing sitting down meditation on the Lord within the heart for tens and thousands of years. And they had that ability to do that back then. And they all lived a very sattvic lifestyle and all very spiritually inclined, all very powerful in the yogic principles. So that was the Yuga Dharma. So Dharma, the common understanding of the word Dharma is religion, but actually Dharma means the essence of something. And what's the essence of it? For example, the essence of water is that it's wet.
Okay.
The essence of sugar is that it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So the essence of connecting, the essence of the living entity is to connect to God, to serve God, to serve Krishna. So each yuga has its prescribed way or recommended way of how to connect to God. So due to the conditions, there's a recommended way how to connect to God. So just like there's a way to enjoy yourself in each season. So in summer you go to the beach. In winter you head to the mountains and you go skiing. So just like how there's recommended ways to enjoy in each season, and also in each yuga there's a way to connect to God. So in Satya Yuga, it's meditation. In Treta Yuga, it was fire sacrifice. They used to have these big fire sacrifice, offering grains, tons and tons of ghee. They only use solid gold instruments. Plates with solid gold, instruments with solid gold. They had so many brahmanas involved to make sure the mantras were chanted properly in the proper accent, and make sure that every brahmana is pure. And they also had referee brahmanas to make sure that the mantras, if one wasn't chanted incorrectly, even one syllable, then he'll correct that.
So that's like hiring a lawyer to watch over your lawyers,
Yeah.
or hiring an accountant to watch over your accountants.
It was so expensive.
Okay.
There's no way you could do it in
So the
this
planet
day.
was much more wealthy back then.
Yeah,
Abundance was like the norm of the day, right?
Yeah, yeah. And also people from other planets, demigods, would come for these sacrifices.
See, when you talk like that, you're talking my language, because that's kind of one of the things that also attracted me to Krishna consciousness was the mystical side, or the side that you don't get every day from watching the news
Sure.
or reading the newspaper. There's a lot more going on in the world than is explained by, let's say, the Bible or the Quran. So that's just one thing that attracted me. So we would get visitors from other planets, sages. What kind of
Sages.
people? Musicians, Gandharvas, what?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so these sacrifices were performed to please not only the Supreme Lord, obviously that's the ultimate one, but to also get prosperity within one's own kingdom. They'll worship the demigods, who are kind of like a government, and you have different ministers in the government,
Okay.
and they're in charge of like one minister for transport, one minister for sports, one minister for water, like that. So in the universal affairs, there's one personnel in charge of fire, there's one personnel in charge of air, you know, because we breathe air. We don't pay for it. You gotta pay for it.
For karma and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's all these personnel in charge of these universal affairs. So the understanding is what they understood that these were not taken for granted; they were given. So one needs to please these personalities also.
Okay.
So that was done in Treta Yuga.
Okay.
In the silver age, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is Dwapara Yuga, or the copper Yuga, and the recommended process or Yuga dharma was deity worship.
Okay.
So here we have deities here.
Mm-hmm.
But according the difference between their deity worship and ours,
Mm-hmm.
Theirs was so much more elaborate. Our jewelry that we use is actually it's like synthetic, you know. There's not real gold, not real jewelry, it's not diamonds or real rubies and stuff like that. And we have evidence of that nowadays. A few years ago in South India,
Tell me about it.
that Vishnu temple.
They found a temple, right?
They found the temple, and underneath they found about like $22
$1 billion worth of gold. I'm getting goosebumps right now because actually when I read about that, I'm not even sure if I was studying Krishna consciousness at the time. Or if I was fairly new into it.
Okay.
But I was amazed at basically they said the amount of wealth that they found in that one temple could solve India's problems in one shot.
Yeah.
Like if they would distribute that through the government properly, there would be no more poverty in India.
Yeah.
That's how much money they found in one temple.
Yeah, that was just in one.
Mm-hmm.
And like the kings in those days, like the leaders, they understood that everything belonged to God. And you know, any riches they had, they would give to those serving God because they knew how to use it properly for God's pleasure.
Okay.
You know, this is the real way to peace. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktiram Jakya. So he says, I'm the enjoyer of all austerities and benefits. And he's the benefactor of all austerities and penances, all sacrifices. So,
Quick question then. So that means basically when I'm doing a penance, let's say I'm chanting on the japa beads, that means I'm not really chanting for myself, I'm chanting for Krishna?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the essence of the living entity.
Okay.
Yeah, to please God.
Okay.
But it's not like we miss out.
Okay.
It's not like God needs someone to chant for him. He's complete in himself. He's, you know, he does it for our benefit to serve him. Just like, because at the moment we've forgotten that relationship being part of the whole. So just like the hand is part of the body. So the hand's job is to serve the whole, serve the body. If it tries to be independent and serves itself, grabs a piece of cake and goes, it can't do nothing. But if it puts it into the mouth, and then goes into the stomach, and then the energy is distributed fully beyond the hand's own capacity.
Got you.
And then the hand is fully happy and satisfied, can do whatever it wants.
Okay.
So this is the process of Bhakti Yoga.
Understood.
That's this is totally available in Kali Yuga, which is the age we live in now. It's already been 5,000 years of this age now. It goes for 432,000 years.
Let me stop right here because this is 9 minutes. So I'll start, and that third part, it's going to be 3 parts. The third part will be called Kali Yuga. Yeah, because, you know, I'm sure you got a lot to share about that.
Sure.